Hi guys, Ace here. Been a long time since I've done a tutorial video, but I feel like this one is long overdue. Since I have I know a lot of people who are trying to get into green screening for their YouTube videos, and rather than me just trying to explain how to do it one at a time, I figured I'd make it a tutorial. So I'm using Sony Movie Studio 16 Platinum, but most of the things that I'm about to show you in this will work on all the other versions of Sony Vegas I've used over the years, most of them anyway, so it should be more or less pretty universal. The Sony Vegas series is pretty good about making each of their products easy to figure out once you've already used one of them. So, to start with, I have my footage here from a much older video. And here's the first issue I've ran into with this version is it has a very useless track. The picture-in-picture track, I don't know why it does that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move that up. That's better. To the text track. It doesn't matter what the track names are. They're all equally valid tracks. Except for this one, which I am going to remove. Delete track. Go away, picture-in-picture. I don't need you. And now, you see I left a gap here between the audio and the video, because that's where the background's going to go. I'm just going to put that in here. Extend it however long I need. I'm going to trim the front of that. Trim that a little bit. I have it set to auto ripple, which means that any action that I move a track, it will auto adjust it for me. But I don't really need that on at the moment, so I'm going to turn that off. So I can do that. I'm only going to be using a fraction of this for the example anyway, so I don't really need the whole thing. So, first we want to go to Video Effects. And before we chroma key, as decent as this green screen is, as I could make it on a budget with, you want to have as many lamps or lights of the same, as close to white as possible as you can spread around the room. And you want to have a material, a very large sheet of material that's as close to pure green as you can possibly get it. I used swatches of green canvas fabric from Walmart and stitched them together. And I find it works pretty well, but it's not perfect. Therefore, and also my camera is very old, so it doesn't quite have the contrast that modern cameras do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find brightness and contrast. See, I'm going to drag and drop that onto the track that I want to green screen. And now, I have a bunch of presets already. I'll show you how to make a preset in a moment. What you want to do is increase the contrast a bit, nudge the brightness up a little bit, contrast center up a little bit. Just keep nudging these ever so slightly, very slightly, until you get a very bright, bold green that doesn't wash out the item of the foreground, in this case, Pikachu. And, okay, that looks pretty good. Because if you do too much of any of these, things get washed out. So you gotta very carefully adjust. That looks pretty good. And now, to avoid having to do that over and over and over again, I'm going to go up to where it says preset here. I'm going to name it Experiment Green Screen. And I'm going to click the save button. And now it is saved in your drop down. In this one, it's in alphabetical. It's not always alphabetical. Sometimes it's ordered by most recent. This one is alphabetical. So now you can select that again, and you can use that in all future projects. The program will remember it. All right, now we want to actually go to... Before we do the chroma key here, you see there's all this stuff that is not green around the sides here. So to get rid of that, I'm going to use the pan and crop. I have the lock aspect ratio and size about center turned off. I'll show you what those look like when they're on. See, that's the lock aspect ratio. This one's size about center, so that's with both of them on. Turn off lock aspect ratio. See, size about center just makes it do that, and that's not what I want. In fact, to save myself time, I'm going to undo both of those. Just to save myself a little bit of time here, so I just wanted to show you what those do. But now that both of these are off, I can now drag the other end over to here. It's a little bit of junk at the top here, so I'm just gonna tiny bit right there, like that. Perfect. And now we are ready to start green screening, chroma keying. In the same batch of add video effects, we have chroma key. Do the same with brightness and contrast. Add it to the track. It will default with blue at first. But this is a green screen, so I'm going to turn all the thresholds down to minimum. I'm going to click this little drop pen icon thing. I click somewhere on the green screen where it's pretty dang close to pure green. It's not quite pure green, but that's okay. It gives us a ballpark as to where we kind of need to be. I'm going to raise this up to here, this on the color map. Raise the brightness of that green. Now what? I'm going to fiddle around with the low and high thresholds. I'm going to keep gradually increasing them until I start to see it going transparent. Now you keep just ever so slightly inching those ever further, ever higher, until all this junk, artifacting it's called, at least as much of it as you can get rid of, goes away. And you can also fiddle with the brightness of the green you're dealing with. That seems like it's all of it, but now, since this is a video and not a picture, you're gonna want to drag the bar at the bottom ahead to make sure that it stays. None of that artifacting comes back, and none of the foreground character disappears. Alright, that looks pretty good. And yes, it is Pikachu me with a red lightsaber. But I'm just gonna play that from here. And there we go. There's a pretty clean green screen effect. Oh, and if I didn't mention the background, I actually drew that myself in Photoshop. If you want a tutorial on that, I have a few already on my channel of how to do backgrounds, though I haven't done a tutorial on this this detailed of this like kind of metal, you know, sci-fi door background. Maybe I can, if there's enough demand, maybe I'll do a tutorial on how to draw that. But anyway, that has been this brief tutorial. I will just let this play a little bit, just Pikachu me dancing with the red lightsaber because I'm a goof. So, I have been Ace. As you can see, keep it up your sleeve, and until the next video, bye.